She acted cold, like she didn't care, but the moment she realized she was losing you, something inside her broke, and she's been hiding it in silence ever since. If this is you, lying awake again, phone on silent, staring at the ceiling, because you can't stop thinking about her. The way she laughed at things that used to be jokes between you. The way she walked past you last week, pretending she didn't see, pretending she didn't care. Maybe this hits closer than you expected. The quiet dinners where she barely spoke, the texts that stopped coming, the moments you catch yourself replaying in your head over and over, wondering if you missed the sign. She acted cold. That much is true. But here's the thing, losing you broke her, quietly, silently, in ways you can't see. And she didn't tell anyone, not her friends, not her family, not even herself. You notice the small things, though. The little hesitations when she looks at you now. The way she laughs a second too late. The way her hand lingers a moment too long before letting go. These are not accidents. They are cracks. And here's what burns the most. The regret you thought was yours alone. You thought you were the one left hurting. The one wondering, questioning. But maybe she's staring at the same empty walls, whispering your name under her breath, wishing she could rewind. You've asked yourself 1,000 times, did I push too hard? Did I let her slip? Did I even matter to her at all? And now, here's the question that matters more than anything. If losing you broke her silently, how long before she realizes it was too late to fix it? Listen, most guys see a woman acting cold and they panic. They think it's over. They think she stopped caring. That's the story we tell ourselves, right? But it's not that simple. Not even close. I've seen it 100 times. A guy pacing his living room at 2 a.m., replaying every word she said. She's done with me, he says. But the truth, that coldness isn't hate. It's fear. Fear of losing you, and not knowing how to admit it. Think about it. Remember that last time you laughed together? That stupid inside joke that made her roll her eyes, but she couldn't stop smiling. That's her. That's the part she hides when she acts distant. It's real. It's human. Men, we forget this. We forget people are messy. They contradict themselves. They hurt us without meaning to, and we try to fix it with logic, with ego, with pride. But some things don't respond to logic. Here's the truth. When someone acts cold but losing you breaks them, it's not about power. It's about connection. It's about her realizing, too late sometimes, what she's risking. And you don't need to chase her to prove worth. You just stay steady. Hold your ground. Let her see what she's actually losing. Masculine principle here, your calm is your strength, not your anger, not your chase. Your quiet, consistent presence speaks louder than any words. And the other, respect her space. Don't rush it. Let the truth reveal itself in her actions, not her excuses. Life isn't clean. Relationships aren't clean. People aren't clean. But if you can watch, if you can wait, you'll see the cracks. You'll see the part of her that misses you. And that, brother, that's when the real clarity comes. The apartment is quiet. Too quiet. You can hear the hum of the fridge, the faint tick of the wall clock. She's across the room, arms folded, staring at the floor like it's the most interesting thing she's ever seen. You want to speak. You don't. Words stick. You remember that night a week ago, her laugh spilling over cheap coffee mugs, that small brush of her hand against yours. Tiny, almost accidental. You thought it was nothing. She thought it was everything. Now she's cold. Ice in her voice. She says, I'm fine. But you see her fingers tremble ever so slightly. See the way her eyes dart when she thinks you aren't looking. And you think, maybe this is it. Maybe she really doesn't care. But then a memory slams into you. The time she lingered outside your door, pretending she was just walking past. Pretending she had somewhere to be. Pretending anything but the truth. Her silence is heavy. Almost a weight pressing down on your chest. You catch yourself imagining her alone later, the apartment darker than now, her knees drawn up, whispering your name to a room that won't answer. She acted cold, but losing you broke her silently. Not in a storm, not in words thrown like knives, in the tiny cracks you almost didn't notice. A pause before she speaks, A sigh that barely leaves her mouth. A glance she quickly hides, and you, heart still hammering, throat tight, realize it's real. The break, the regret, the part of her that she can't admit. Not to herself, not to anyone. And for a second, just a second, you see it. You see what she's feeling. And it almost hurts worse than her leaving ever could. Most guys think when she acts cold, it means she's done. That's the first lie we tell ourselves. That distance equals rejection. But think about it. Have you ever shut someone out because you didn't know how to show what you felt? That's her. She's not done. She's afraid. She's broken quietly inside. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. The second belief that you have to chase to prove you matter. You remember last week, scrolling through her posts thinking maybe if you texted just one more time, you'd fix it. But chasing never fixed anything, did it? What she feels when she's lost you isn't about the chase. It's about the absence. Your absence. That space you leave. The quiet strength you hold. You don't lose her. You lose your own presence. And the third, that coldness is cruelty. That it's personal. But think, her cold isn't a weapon. It's a shield. Remember the last time she almost smiled at you, then caught herself and looked away. That tiny hesitation, that's her wrestling with the weight of losing you without letting anyone see. Attention is cheap. Respect is priceless. Here's the thing, every time you believed these lies, you carried tension, guilt, anxiety. You tightened your chest over things you can't control. But when you start to see it clearly, when you see her fear, her quiet regret, you can breathe again. You can hold your ground. You can watch patient, calm, human. And that's where the real power lies. This is what he understands. Most men think reaction equals control. That if she's cold, you have to fix it, chase it, yell it, prove it. That's noise. He knows better. This is how he leads with presence. Not pressure. He sits in the quiet, lets the tension exist without trying to erase it. He remembers that night she almost touched his hand, then pulled back. Most guys would have jumped, begged, explained. He just let it be. Let her choice, her fear speak for itself. He knows absence is louder than attention. He doesn't flood her with texts. He doesn't plead. He's consistent, steady. If she hesitates, he waits. If she retreats, he doesn't follow blindly. He knows the cracks will show themselves in time. He chooses patience over panic, strength over noise, centeredness over chasing. Like that afternoon she walked past, pretending nothing mattered, and he didn't call her out. Didn't try to win her in that moment. Just kept his dignity, kept his calm. Let the universe do the rest. This is what the 1% headman sees. Losing her temporarily doesn't mean losing himself. He knows that real power isn't in forcing presence. It's in being fully present in his own skin, in holding his boundaries, in staying human even when it hurts. Every pause she gives him, every silence he watches, he feels. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't overthink. He simply waits. And in that waiting, she begins to realize what she lost. Not because he shouted it, not because he chased, but because he never wavered. That's the headman way, steady, quiet, unshakable. And it lands deeper than any drama ever could. He's standing in the hallway. The apartment smells faintly of her perfume, lavender, something sweet she always wore. He remembers the first night they met, how her laugh made the whole room feel smaller, warmer, and the last night she left, how silence swallowed everything. He exhales long, then stops, chest tight, fingers tapping against the wall without thinking. All the texts he never sent, all the moments he bent himself backward to please someone who barely noticed. It hits him now. A memory flashes, her smile after he made her coffee, spilling a little on the counter, laughing like it was nothing. Then the coldness, the distance, the pretending. He whispers almost to himself, "I'm enough." And it lands, hard, like a weight dropped in his chest. No more bending, no more chasing invisible signs, no more smallness. He feels his spine straighten, breath steadier, hands unclench. The apartment is quiet. The fridge hums. The clock ticks. But inside, a storm settles into calm. He remembers who he is, what he deserves. And in that quiet, that simple truth, he stops breaking himself for someone else. He's not running, not begging, not shrinking, he just stands. And for the first time in a long time, he feels untouchable. She walked away, cold, silent, pretending it didn't matter. And you felt it in your chest, like a fist pressing down, squeezing, making your lungs heavy. You replayed every word, every pause, every half smile she tried to hide. But somewhere in the quiet, in the spaces she couldn't fill with distance, you realized something. She was broken too. Quietly, alone, regret carving lines in her voice she wouldn't let anyone hear. You breathe, spine straightens, hands unclench. You remember your worth, and the truth lands. Hard she lost you, not because she wanted to, but because she couldn't hold what you already carried inside yourself.